just get going, talk about the spirit of independence. So, what's the spirit of independence all about?
So, the spirit of independence was actually to address two issues that kept coming up when I was canvassing. The first issue was, don't trust politicians, who do we trust? The second thing was, you should probably know, kept saying I couldn't get enough information.
Yep.
It didn't matter how much you talked on the door about it, I'd be like, actually there's at least 16 different campaigns for yes. And of course you can only carry so much information to the door. So those were the two questions that needed addressed. And the third thing was, we needed something more than just a cerebral argument. It's not just about the head, it's about imagination. It's about ideals. And if all we're going to do is walk into a poll and decide because we're 500 quid better off, and we understand some of the intellectual arguments, then we're missing a trick, because this should be a celebration. So I wanted something that really stood out, was very visual, something that made people smile, things that bring kids over, kids bring their families, and so it's been a great topic of engagement for people. You know.
So, just as I'm asking questions, if you just sort of go fun with what, but just almost repeat what I said at the start.
Sure.
So, you're in Leeds today, where else have you been?
Well, we're in Leeds today, but where else have we been? We've been away at least, where have we been now? Been away nearly 2 weeks. We started out on 2 Mondays ago in Dundee, and we started with an interview with Brian Cox. He gave his own views on culture and history and how important it is part of the independence movement. Then we went from there right up to the north to Skye. We spent 2 days as far up as Portree, and then we've headed right along Moray Coast. Very well organised up there. 5 nights a week campaigning, guys, so just so you know, and a half-day Saturday. And then we went down Aberdeenshire last weekend. We're in Aberdeen all day on Saturday. That was very interesting because we had CND there, Women for Independence were there, Yes Aberdeen were there, we were there. The No Thanks campaign were there for 1 hour and 15 minutes. We were there from 9:30 to 6 in the afternoon.
Well, speaking of which, this is obviously different from a political party's battle bus. What makes it different?
What makes it different? Take a look for yourself. It's a 1950s former military goddess, fire engine, known as the Greek goddess. I mean, one is something that, you know, usually when you find a political campaign, you've got a new boss, and it's all very glam, and it's all very corporate. And I wanted something that wasn't like that. And so there are 3 reasons why we use this. One, it's a journey. We're all on a journey to independence. It shouldn't be easy and power steering and everything perfect. Second thing was, it shouldn't, you know. And the second thing was, I had to look a bit of fun. And the last thing was, this is a real juxtaposition, because this is formally built to end to protect us in the event of a nuclear strike. When I say protect, it's laughable because it's top speed's 50 miles an hour. And it was supposed to deliver water to an area where it had been struck by a nuclear weapon. Now, interestingly, they were ended 10 years ago and not replaced, so they have got no idea what will happen if a nuclear strike. And we had an opportunity yesterday to interview one of the heads of CND at Fadge Lane and let them know that now we're using it, we have an opportunity to end Trident. And so I think this is the best vehicle for the abolition of weapons on the road today.
Okay. How did you end up buying this? How did you come to acquire this thing?
You want the official story?
The official story, yeah, I've heard.
Or the unofficial story? Okay, so never get drunk with a fellow person who loves vehicles. Because I used to run expeditions in the Himalayas on 1950s motorbikes. I've had 50s cars, all that. I love old vehicles. I had this conversation with a friend one night over quite a large measure of whiskey, and he asked me about like a fire engine. I'm like, what on earth do you want a fire engine for? Well, I don't remember this, but when I got the next morning, eBay had let me know that I had purchased this Green Goddess. So, yeah, and she's been waiting for a purpose for a couple of years now. So what better way to use her? Okay,
so this obviously Stuart Brenner's graphics, so we're going to have a wee look?
Yes, yeah. Of course. The graphics, okay, so it's in Pantone 300 blue, which is the same colour as our flag, of course. I don't want to make it ultra-nationalistic for obvious reasons, but I did want to say we're confident enough to say who we are and what we identify with. This is Stuart Bremner's work. He's a local graphic artist here in Leith, and I actually saw it as a postcard, and it was, I think, the first time he'd done it, and I saw it, and I love Art Nouveau. And I also wanted a woman, because women embody birth. And we're not just talking about a birth of the vehicle, we're talking about a birth of a nation here. And although we're a nation, what we're trying to do is return power here to being a full nation state. So after some discussion with her, we decided on having her here. She's about hope, she's holding the crystal of hope. She's about youth, she's about, and if you look at her eyes, she's fixed firmly on what she wants. And the name Spirit of Independence is because we wanted to embody the entire range of the campaign. A lot of people think it's about a party, which is nonsense, or a leader, which is utter nonsense. It's about all of us, the Commonweal. And there are literally tens of thousands of people out here today, all over Scotland doing Super Saturdays. So really it's about people bringing power back, rather than being about politicians. So she embodies us and what we want.
Excellent. So do you want to just maybe just show us the leaflets or something?
So the way she works, what she normally, so typically inside these boxes or these cabinets would be firefighting equipment. So we converted her. In case you didn't get the message, and this one here. You're going to get this all day long. And so basically, these are in plastic tubs for a reason. It leaks. And on our first day when we set out, that's when we discovered it. But what we normally do is we lift these tubs out and we fill these baskets here, just like you would at an old fruit and veg market, to arrange information from all of the campaigns, so people can come along, help themselves, get stickers, badges, get information that they require, and I've got obviously a point to talk. So you know when people come over and have a chat, then you know what the position is.
Excellent. That's smashing. Well, the only other thing is some undecided sort of gathering and folk talking here.
Aye. Well, why don't we set up?
Aye.
Are we parked here?